Good morning. It's nice seeing you. My name's Kim. If you guys haven't seen me, I miss all of my virtual people. It's been really busy at the studio again, but I know I just want to apologize. I took Facebook off my phone, and so I haven't really been on and involved in that community. I've been trying to make some really intentional choices with my time, and in a result of that, I kind of discounted the idea that I need to spend some time on here, and I miss all of you so dearly. So it's on my phone for now, and then I'll just do it when I record. So I'm not sure if I have a continuous schedule at the moment, but I'll try to get something up for you guys for sure. Thank you for being here this morning or at any other time that you're listening to this. I really appreciate having you here. So I would like to start. Good morning, Michelle. Yay! Let in just a quiet seat for a moment to get grounded into your own body and the practice before it begins, the asana. And remembering that meditation is an important part of our day, to get still, to get quiet, and to listen. Just listen. All right. Whatever seat that looks like for you. Today, for me, I think I'm going to sit on some blocks. And then just create that tall spine and draw the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Maybe you close your eyes. And then begin to notice the shape of your body and the space in which it takes up. Notice where you've placed your hands. They've come in connection with other parts of your body. We're ultimately seeking a connection of mind, body, and soul in this practice. So we begin with the physical, can really jumpstart us into the spiritual. Staying in the present moment, the place where God resides. Allow your shoulders to soften, and your face to soften. And just begin to feel your breath as it moves in and out through your body. Notice any thoughts or emotions that you have that pass by. Or notice if you cling on to things and hold them a little longer than what would serve you best. Baptiste Yoga is designed to be a moment-by-moment experience. Transformational in every moment. Revealing and discovering a little more about yourself. When we first discover, then we can recover. Once we recover, we can thrive. We're working for that. Recover, discover, thrive. Nope. Discover, recover, thrive. First things first. Take a few more really deep breaths. Last one, full breath in. And a big sigh out. And blink your eyes open. And if you were sitting on blocks as I was, remove those and find a space on the floor. And we're just gonna sit in a cross-legged position to begin, drawing your shoulders back and down. And if you're already there, you're ahead of the game. Inhale your arms up nice and tall. biceps facing each other, upper arm bones back. Yeah, so your pinkies are facing each other, and then draw your shoulders down your back with intention. Good, and then your right hand is gonna reach your lower or your upper back. So you're gonna place your whole palm on your back, and then the left hand, go ahead and get a hold of your right elbow. You're gonna stretch in the back of your tricep, shoulders, and then go ahead and switch arms. Right hand lifts, left hand behind the back. And your right hand grabs your left elbow. And then gently, it's a hold of that as you take those left fingers creeping down your back a little more. Nice. Inhale, both arms up. Flip your palms in the opposite direction, facing outward. Breathe out and go down. Hands right behind your back and fingertips to the floor. Turn your neck to the right. So you're gonna gaze over your right shoulder. And then nose towards the floor as you rotate, right in front of you, looking down at your seat. And tuck the chin nice and deep into the chest. Maybe you open your jaw, a little more stretch in the back of your neck, the cervical spine, and the base and axis of the skull. Good. Lift it back up to neutral and gaze over to the left side. Pulling your shoulders back and down. Rotate that left cheek to the back of the room. Taking deep breaths. And back into the center, arms overhead. Right hand to your left temple, left hand to the floor. Just gently guide your neck to the right. And then back to center, switch sides. Left hand to your right temple. Gently guide your neck over to the left side. Good. Chin to your chest, interlace your fingertips right at the base of your skull. Just a tiny bit of pressure, elbows nice and wide. And continue to tuck your chin, get a little more length through the cervical spine. And then come back up. And hands to heart center. Ask that you to set an intention for your practice right here. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good, let's do a little twist before we move into our child's pose. Go ahead and take your right hand behind you, left hand to your right knee. Put a little pressure here, just a simple twist. With every breath, lengthen. And every exhale, twist. Lengthening on your inhale and twisting on your exhale. And switch sides, right hand to your left knee. Switch and twist. Again, conscious of the placement of your neck. Shoulders drop away from your ears. And then back to center. And then place your hands on the mat. Step back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog for a moment. One foot and then the other. Bending one knee. Straightening out the other leg. Spread your fingers nice and wide on the mat. And then drop both knees to the floor, child's pose. Really press back, opening your hips. Forehead to the mat. Maybe you shift from side to side. Ooh. My hips are moving from the right side of the mat to the left side of the mat. It's a little rocking motion. Get nice and still. Press your hips towards your heels. Allow your breath to get stronger, Ujjayi, a little louder to guide you through your practice. Keeping you grounded in this present moment, that moment-to-moment phenomenon. Nothing to disrupt the drift. This pose is available throughout the practice this morning. Take it any time that you need to. Downward facing dog. Notice the space between your feet. Set your eyes to the back of your mat. Walk your feet to your hands, ragdoll pose. Allowing your crown of your head to bow towards the floor. A generous bend in the knees, your hamstrings are tight. And again, here you can shift from right to left, taking the upper body, your torso to the right and left, while your legs stay nice and firm. The integration series, just giving you a moment to find how your body is feeling, reacting, and being for you. Toe heel your feet to touch. Lift and spread all 10 toes. Good. Press all 10 toes back down into the mat. Ground down like earth. A little more bend and weight in your knees. Good, and then drop your hips parallel to the floor, so you're kind of in a squat. Now weight in your heels, lift your toes. And really engage your belly, Uddiyana Bandha. You're just holding that squat for a moment or two, feeling your belly burn and your legs begin to shake. And then press your hips back up to the ceiling. Shake your head from right to left, and then nod it up and down. You're going to inhale, press through your feet, reach up, extended mountain pose. Hands to heart center. Extended mountain, reach up. Forward fold bow. Halfway lift, flat back. High plank. Pressing your heels to the back of the room. Step your shoulders right over your wrist. Really squeeze your thigh muscles into your thigh bones. You want to feel a lot of heat and strength. Option to lower your knees here, but keep that pull into the center. From skin to muscle to bone. Right, drop halfway down, low plank, elbows by your ribs. Upward facing dog, untuck your toes, pull your shoulders back and down. Downward facing dog. Hips high. Upper arm bones back. 2 breaths more. Exhale, gaze forward, top of your mat, step, hop, crawl, halfway lift, flat back, forward fold, hug in, extended mountain, reach up, look up, go back, exhale, bow, halfway lift, high to low plank. With intention. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Keeping your shoulders integrated through that up dog into down dog. It's kind of a tricky move. And just notice in the next flow that shoulder integration between those 2 poses, up dog and down dog. Here we go, breathe in. Breathe out, gaze forward, top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Extended mountain, go back. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift, notice the shoulders. High to low plank, stay in the shoulders. Upward facing dog, feel them pinching towards your spine. Downward facing dog, keep them in, keep them in, keep them in. Let your head drop last. Beautiful. Breathe in. Let it go. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, gaze forward, top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Big toes to touch. Yeah, if that's working for your body, do what's right for you. Notice where you're challenging yourself or where you're slacking off. Yeah, give 100%. Yeah, on your mat and in your life, it'll transpire. Yeah. What you do on your mat is what you do in your life. So pay attention. Breathe in, sink a little bit lower. Yeah, because you can, you must go a little bit lower. Breathe in, forward fold. Halfway lift, high to low plank. You've got this. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot steps between your hands, back heel down, warrior one. Come up. Good, right knee over your right ankle. And then steer your hip bones to the front wall. Breathe in, sink lower. Maybe your thigh is parallel to the floor now. Now you're working in that direction. Be right where you are today in full acceptance of however your body is showing up for you. It's a gift. Breathe in, chaturanga, breathe out. Maybe your leg stays lifted for a challenge. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Same thing this side. Now just be in the experience of the pose. Feel your feet, your abdomen. Make small adjustments with your body to see, to feel, to be with the experience. The physical sensations, the backing off, the pressing forward. Really in discovery. Inhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. We're gonna flow through sun B 2 more times. 1 breath, 1 motion. Move with your own breath. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. At the end, inhale, exhale, gaze forward, float to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, chair pose, forward fold, halfway lift, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, warrior one, right foot, maybe go back, chaturanga, exhale, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left foot steps, warrior one, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Reconnect to breath. 1 more. Exhale, gaze forward, top of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose, thunderbolt. Think of the power in that word. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, right foot, warrior one. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, left foot, warrior one. Go up and back, moving quickly. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Through awakening, we move a little quicker and getting out of our heads and right into our body. With a gentle nudge, speed. Bring your toes together at the back of your mat. And lift your right leg nice and high. Heel up towards the ceiling and keeping your arms really engaged. Right knee to right tricep on an exhale. Tap it. Inhale it back up. One more time, right knee, right tricep, tap. Inhale back up. Take your right foot under your body to the left side of your mat. So the pinky side edge all the way to the heel is on the floor. You got it. And then it's reaching and sliding over because I have wood floors. My left hand is going to come up to the ceiling. Wild thing. Good. It's a different version, if kind of a flip dog idea. Really push your hips up to the ceiling and ground through your feet. Nice. Put shoulders back, and now maybe you cactus that upper arm. And then place it on the floor. Come back, three-legged dog. Right heel to the ceiling. Good, and then tap it 3 times to the left elbow. Making your hip parallel to the floor. Tap. Inhale back up. Right knee, left elbow, tap. Inhale it back up. Nice, step it through crescent lunge. And then to modify, you can drop your back knee to the floor if that feels good this morning. Yeah, and you're in the place of doing a little less, and allow your hips to sink, opening them. Otherwise, stay high. Hands to heart center, revolved crescent twist. And take your left elbow to your right knee. And create some space in the torso as you spiral your right ribs to the ceiling. And press your palms together even more. And come up, warrior two. And maybe wiggle out those front toes a tiny bit so your knee is tracking right over your ankle towards your baby toe. Set your eyes drishti at your middle fingernail. Extended side angle. Right forearm, right thigh. Left hand to the ceiling. Fingers spread wide. Feel the webbing between each finger. And maybe your right fingertips creep towards the floor. Getting a little deeper in that lunge. A little deeper in the stretch of your leg. Option to bind here, taking your top hand behind your back, reaching for your right hip. And maybe the full bind. Right hand reaches under your right thigh to clasp your fingers behind your back. Looking up towards the ceiling, if that doesn't bother your neck. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. Place your hands on the mat, step back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, notice the tops of your feet. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, out through your mouth. Lift your left leg high behind you. Tap your left tricep. Inhale it back up. Again, tap. Back up. And then step it to the right side of your mat while using the whole pinky side edge of your foot. And then spiral your chest open to the ceiling as you lift your right hip. Good, set your eyes, drishti. Commit to your breath. Hips press towards the ceiling. High, three-legged dog. Left knee, right tricep, tap. Inhale it back up. And tap. And back up. Crescent lunge. Left foot forward. Good. Stack your back heel over your back toes. Now, higher than you believe you can. Yeah, because what you believe about yourself isn't always true. We're in this to seek the truth, the real truth. Good. And that's, you're stronger than you seem, braver than you believe, and smarter than you think. Christopher Robin had it right there. Hands to heart center. Twist left. Now your back knee can be high, or you could drop it. Extension on the inhale, rotation on the exhale. One more breath. Warrior two as you come up. Hip bones spread. As they lower closer to the floor, feel the contact of your feet on the mat. Extended side angle. Option to bind. Right hand reaches behind the back. Full bind, half bind. F bird of paradise is in your practice. You're open for that this morning. Now you're welcome to move into any variation of any of the poses throughout this video. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. A little more bend in your knees, a little more hips to the ceiling. Big breath in. Full breath out, gaze forward, step or hop to the top. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Thunderbolt chair twist to the right. Back to the center. Twist to the left. Ooh. Back to the center. Twist to the right. These twisting motions activate your pancreas, your liver, your inner organs. Get them started working for you this morning. Chair to the center, and then chair to the left. Drop your hips lower than your heart. Back to the center, 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, go Michelle. 1, forward fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Walk your hands to your feet. Fingers to toes pose. Pick your peace fingers, grab your big toes. And nice bend in your knees. And feel the space right behind your knees, the base of the hamstring. And then trace that muscle fiber up into the center of your glute, the middle of your butt. Now feel if you can see the muscle. Press down your feet a little more. There's not an activation. Or maybe you draw your elbows farther right to left and hug in a little more. Chest towards your thighs. See if you can get that to fire up. Just so you can notice it. Maybe you bend one of your legs and straighten the other. That should activate that stretch. Switch the other leg. Bend one knee straight and really press your hip back. straighten the leg. And then gorilla, slide your palms underneath your feet. Shake your head out, cervical spine release. Right to the left, up and down. Nice crow pose at the back of your mat. Needless to say, we won't be jumping back into chaturanga, but gaze forward. Crow, working on crow, still 5 breaths. You come in and out. Use your block under your toes maybe today. Use your each fingertip as a break. Yeah, really pushing down into the mat. 2 more breaths. Maybe your toes come together, hips a little higher. And then slowly lower your feet wide on your mat as your hips sink low. Malasana squat. Elbows to the insides of each knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, press through your feet, reach up. Exhale, come down. 3 times, just like that. Breathe in, go up. Exhale, come down. 1 more time, up. Hands to heart center, toe feel your feet to touch. Go ahead and walk it up to the top of the mat. Take a deep breath, extend it, mountain pose. Hands to heart center. Remembering your intention or setting one now. Eagle pose, equanimity, right leg over your left, right arm under, clasping your palms to touch. Lift your elbows to shoulder height. If you fall out, just begin again. Maybe you go for the double wrap, toes behind your shin. And then do a scan from your base of your feet, outer shins in, thighs pressing towards each other, lower belly lock, shoulders back and down, crown of your head tall, jawbone back, shoulders in, and then release. Switch sides, eagle on the left. Same thing, scanning from the floor up through the core and then out the crown of your head. Long line of energy, even though it's twisted up. Life these days is pretty twisted. So we're just practicing with that, staying stable and connected to your breath. Are you breathing? Let's release, standing leg raise. Lift your right leg. Grab your knee or your big toe. Take it out to the right. Left arm out to the left and then gaze in that direction. Must be Halloween time. There's a pumpkin behind me and a spider web on my wall. I might have to let that spider web go. Back to the center. Fingertips to the ceiling. Airplane. Push the big toe mound down. Little toe mound down. And center of your heel. A slight bend to your standing knee. Your back foot. Reach it even farther back. Half moon, left hand down to the ground or a block. Maybe you even float it today, right hand to the ceiling. Stacking your right hip on top of your left. Lifting from your inner thigh. Maybe you gaze up at the ceiling. Option to bind, take your right hand to your right foot. Maybe you get a hold of your foot, your ankle, maybe even your toe. And then kick back as you open your heart and your chest. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Standing leg raise left side. This time I'll grab my knee. And then open up to the left side. Gaze over to the right. Remembering to use the variation that works for you in this moment, not yesterday or last week, but for today. And then back to center, lift your toes even higher. Let that quadricep burn, get hot. That's called tapas. It's a creation. You created that heat by breathing, moving. Yeah, your drishti comes into play, and it creates the tapas and the flow for the practice. Good. Airplane. Turbulence. I'm hoping for a smoother ride. Fingertips reach towards the back of the room. Engage your triceps. And dial your left pinky toe down. Square your hips to the mat. Right hand down, left hand to the ceiling. Half moon. Stay active in your feet. Pressing down your standing leg. And then the top leg, notice how flat you can get the bottom of your feet. Like as if you're standing on the ground still. Pulling your toes towards your ankle, towards your shin. Nice, and then bound half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe your gaze shifts to the ceiling. And forward fold. Extended mountain. Hands to heart center. Tree. Right foot to your left leg, above or below your knee. Yeah, below today. And then express up and out. You can root down into stability, to the earth. And then soften your upper body, your chest area like air. Allow a free flowing energy, lightness. Visthira and Sukha. Switch sides. Tree on the left. Left foot to your right leg. And then press your left knee to the back of the room. Opening your hips a little more. Fingers up. Maybe you lift your heart and go back. You drop back into wheel. What's possible? Yeah. I'm possible. It's not impossible. It's I'm possible. And someday, maybe, we'll go all the way back. Oh! And release. Hands to heart center. Extended mountain. Look up, go back. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Maybe you jump back now. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, left heel down. Come up, warrior two. A little different. By pressing your right knee towards your right baby toe. And find the center of your body right over the middle. Not too far forward, not too far back, but right in the center. Triangle, straighten your right leg, reach forward as far as you can, and then right fingertips to the floor or outside of your right ankle. Lengthen your side body, the right side body, the left. And notice if your ribs pop out, pull them back in, engaging your core strength. Warrior two. Side facing wide leg forward fold. This time interlace your hands behind your back, lift your chest, look up, go back. And then slowly bow. With control, slow, slow, slow. Feel every moment.
Right. And to open your shoulders, bring your fingertips and knuckles up towards the ceiling, maybe into the wall in front of you. I like to have a strap here. If your strap is nice and wide, you get a little more opening through the shoulders. Soft bend in your knees, just a micro bend, yeah. If you need something else in this pose, lunges from side to side, or little twists. A few more breaths to take those if you like. A little freedom, playtime. You can even go upside down in your head. All right, if you've gone up, come down. Place your hands on the lower back. Inhale, stand up, flat back, all the way to the top. And namaste, front facing forward fold, or pyramid over your right leg. Just step my back foot in about a third, really stable in your feet here. Drive your left hip bone forward. Big breath, Ujjayi. Total body engagement. Left hand down, right hand to the ceiling, twisted triangle. A little more twist to stimulate those organs. Get them moving first thing in the morning. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps, warrior two. Keep exploring your body. Little micro movements. What feels good? Where are the spaces that you need to dig into? Really excavate each area of stuckness or emotional energy trapped. Triangle. Warrior two. Side facing wide leg forward fold. Just like the other side. 5 breaths. Headstands, twists, lunges, or just a softening, shoulder opening. Discovery for recovery. Moving from surviving in our lives to thriving in our lives. By simply paying attention. Connecting to ourselves and to others, to a power greater than ourselves, a source of strength and hope. And if you've gone up, come down. If you've gone out into splits, come up. All right. Hands at your low back. Clasp your fingers behind you. Inhale, stand up. Namaste, front facing forward fold, pivoting both hips forward and bow. Imagine pressing your front foot down and forward and your back foot down and back with the energy of tearing your mat apart. Really just with intention, energy, And squeeze skin to muscle to bone. Soften your head, neck, jaw. And the space between your eyebrows. Twisted triangle, right hand down, left hand to the ceiling. Breath in. Chaturanga, breath out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. High plank. Low plank. High plank. Low plank. High plank, hold. And lift your right toes off the mat. Set them down. Left toes off the mat. Set them down. Shift forward, inhale. Go back, press your heels, exhale. Little saws, forward and back. Forward and back. Elbows hug the rib cage, go halfway down. Hold it, a big breath in. On the breath out, lower all the way to the floor. Place one cheek on the mat. Good. Interlace your hands. Forehead to the floor. Locust pose, lift up, shoulders off the mat. Good, chest off the mat, keep breathing. Good, belly up off the mat. And then come down, opposite cheek. Release your fingers. Palms face up. Floor bow. Reach back for your feet or your ankles. And forehead to the floor. Bring your knees a little closer together, wiggle them in, and flex your feet. Flex. It means your toes come towards your shins. The top of your feet, the bottom of your feet, flat. Good. Kick up to the ceiling, floor bow. Good. Open your heart and chest, look up. Good, go a little bit higher, keep going. And come down. Release your feet, take a breath. Let it go, and do it again. Floor bow, second opportunity, go up. Hold it there, go a little higher. Hold it there, and then one more time, go up. And come down. Hands by your ribs, bottom rib, and tops of your feet on the mat. Press it up. Cobra or upward facing dog. And walk it back, hands and knees. One cat cow, drop your belly, lift your chin, look up. Oh, big stretch. Tuck your chin, round your spine. Chin to chest. Set your eyes at your belly button. And one more round, drop your belly, look up. Tuck your chin, round cat. And then walk your hands to your knees. Tuck your toes under. Camel pose. Now reach back for your heels or support your low back. Going up and back. Heart forward, hips forward. Set your eyes, keep them open. Deep breaths. Calming. Soothing. Connecting. And then release. Hips to your heels. Ooh, let's keep our toes tucked. And then sit back on your heels. Really tuck toes. A lot of weight in your heels. I'm going to stretch the tops of our toes out. And keep breathing. All right. Take your legs around to the front of your mat. And then pull your feet towards your seat. We're going to go right up into bridge. That can be supported if you like. Lift up, hips off the floor. If you're going into supported bridge, you can put a block under your low back. And walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Keep your neck neutral, looking straight ahead at your chest or the ceiling. I'm going to move that cervical spine on the mat in this pose. And then come down. We're going to do 3 wheels. 3 wheels, 3 opportunities. And place your hands by your ears. Today I'm using the blocks, my shoulders are sore. And push down into your feet and your hands, lift everything up, wheel pose, cockpit ponytail. Straighten your arms, heart to the back of the room. You can come up to your tiptoes, lower down. Wheel number 1. Ready? Wheel number 2, go back up. Tuck your chin into your chest, come down. And here we go. Wheel number 3, back up. Full expression. You've got this. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together. Knees open wide. Big breath out. Check in with yourself. What do you see? What do you feel? What do you think? Maybe not what you think. More about what you feel. My heart beating. Getting warm in the room. I hear my dog walking around. Feel my feet together. A sense of energy, joy, pleasure. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. Happy baby. Reach for your toes. All right, and then draw your knees to each side of your rib cage. Maybe you rock from right to left, opening those hips a little. Feels so good. And then some stability work. Feet to the ceiling, fingers behind your head. We're just gonna pulse up for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shoulders stay off the mat. 3, 2, 1. Drop your right foot to hover. Good, and then pulse up for 5, 4, 3. Pull your belly in and down. 2, 1. Switch legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet high. We're gonna drop your right foot. Take your left elbow to your right knee. So it's like a twist with straight legs. We're gonna do that 10 times. 10, 9, 8, scissor leg, 6, 5, I think I forgot 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull your knees into your chest. And we're almost there. Stack your knees over your hips, activate your feet. Good, you want them right in line. And then shoulders off the mat, fingers behind your head. Good, hold that. You're gonna feel the burn even though you're staying still. Belly drawn down to the mat. And keep that low back really active. We wanna twist from the torso, not from the belly or low back. So you're gonna stay high and twist elbow to knee. Twist elbow to knee, abdominal twist for 40. Go. 1, 2, 3. At your own pace. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You've got this. Keep going. Stay. Yeah, integrity. Like 5 more. You can do this. 5. If you stop, come back. Finish with us. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Pull your knees in. And then send your feet to the ceiling. Hands under your low back. 60-30 lifts. You've got this. Go down 30%. Look at your toes. 60%. And hover right above the mat. You tap your toes together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up 30, 60, 90. One more time. 30 down, 60 down, 90. Lift your shoulders, look at your toes. Tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up 30. Hold for a breath. Stay. 60. Hold for a breath. All the way to the top. Hold for a breath. Good. Pull your knees into your chest. Grab behind your thighs. Rock and roll forward and back. One more time. All right, cross your ankles, plant your hands. Step or jump back into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg behind you. Step it to your left wrist. Let your right knee fall to the floor, half pigeon. And stacking your shoulders over your hips first. And then finding your core, the center of your belly, right here in this pose. And then you can stay right here if you like, or you can walk your fingertips forward. Keeping your front leg as parallel as you can to the mat. It likes to slide in, and that's just fine. But if it's not active and you're not feeling the sensation, create the sensation. Create it. And breathe with it. Be with it. Ujjayi. Good morning, Shauna. Get your breath at a 4 count. Breathe in with me. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And then out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And then out. 3, 2, 1. Done. Good. Come into downward facing dog. Keeping that Ujjayi breath active. See if we can stretch out the breath nice and long in a 4 count up. Pause in a 4 count down. Pause. Left leg lifts. Step it forward. Half pigeon on the left. Again, finding your center first. And maybe you need a block under your hips or a pillow if you're home, or a water bottle sometimes works pretty good. And then up accessible, bow forward. Your back toes, if you want a more active pose, can be tucked or untucked, bringing a little more softness. And then where else could you create softness? Check in with your shoulders, your neck. I like to have something, I make a fist or a pillow for my head so that I can relax my shoulders and not transfer the energy from my hips to my shoulders that are already feeling a lot of tension. Just want to breathe with this and allow it a release out of my body through my breath. Surrender. Cast your burdens upon me, for my yoke is light and I care for you. Yeah, if that is an option for me, I want to choose that. creating a lightness and freedom in my life. Being a warrior and not a worrier. Take 2 more deep breaths, long ones. Feel your back expand with the breath in. And contract on the breath out. And press up. And bring your back leg around. Let's do double pigeon. 3 breaths on each side. Right foot, right ankle over your left knee. Stacking your shins as much as possible. 3 breaths. If you want to walk your fingers forward, you can do that. Last breath here. And switch sides. I really feel that on the outside of my right hip on that one. And probably the outside of my left hip on this side. All right, 3 breaths, big and deep. One more, make it count. Nice, come up, single leg extension. Take your right foot into your left thigh, reach up. Exhale, bow for your left toes. Lengthening your spine on every breath. Inhale, come up and switch sides. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, come up, both legs forward. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bow. Grab both feet, ankles or shins. Tuck your chin and lengthen your lower back. Bring your attention to the lower back and take a nice bend in your knees to create a little more stretch, space between each vertebrae. Expanding from the inside out, creating just a little more space in each vertebrae. Noticing that from the lower back to the top of your neck where your skull meets. Reverse tabletop, hands and feet on the floor. Lift your hips up, head drops back. Fish pose, drop your hips to the floor, extend your legs, hands at your sacrum, forearms on the ground. Good, puff your chest to the ceiling, look up and then back. Crown of your head towards the floor behind you. Bring your toes together and point them towards the floor. And then lower all the way down into your shoulders and lift your legs above your head. Option to stay here for the next 6 breaths. Or you can walk into shoulder stand. Stacking your hips. Ankles, knees, and shoulders. Bring your elbows a little closer to each other. Toes overhead. Whoa. Plow pose. Breathe in with the sensation. Stay present. Notice if you check out, where do you go? What are you avoiding feeling? Stay with it. Look it right in the eye, let it dissipate. Knees to your ears, deaf man's pose. Good, and then slowly unroll, one vertebrae at a time. Knees to your chest. And extend your right leg. Take your left knee across your body. Supine spinal twist. And gazing over your left shoulder. Place your right hand under your knee for a little support. It's like bringing the floor up or placing a block underneath. Or you can place it on the top of your knee and add a little pressure, gentle pressure, like a self-assist. And switch sides, both knees into the chest. Extend your left leg. Squeeze that right knee in just a little bit more. Really hug, and then across your body. Right arm out to the right. Set your gaze at your thumb. Back to center. Wrap your forearms across your shins. Give yourself a really big, deep hug. Stay for a breath or two. Long hugs. So important for the central nervous system. A hug feels good. Feel valued, appreciated, loved. Extend your legs out right in front of you, palms by your side, face up. And I'm going to ask you to separate your feet mats width apart if that's okay with you. Relax your shoulders on the mat. Drop any controlled breathing. And just be. Learn to relax. And just stay and breathe. In the final rest of the practice, enjoying the benefits of stretching and moving every joint, muscle, and bone in your body, of surrendering negative energy, pent-up energy, just allowing a release to create vitality, strength, and freedom. Read from Melody Beattie's Journey to the Heart. And as I read, we used to call it the magic book, and sometimes you just open it and then you just read what's on the page. And I like to do that every once in a while, just open it and read what's on the page. Because undoubtedly it'll land for somebody, usually you, but you know, it's good. Totally need my glasses. Acceptance of my age. All right, I have two choices on this page. Wash away old pain. I don't know what's going on, a woman told me, but lately, memories of the past have been coursing through me like a river. I see scenes from my life, then the feelings appear. Old pains, old hurts, old wounds. Nothing is triggering this that I can tell. It's just happening spontaneously.
We walk around with old wounds, old hurts, remnants of other times, ancient times in our lives. We may be aware of these old feelings, fully conscious they're there and why. Or we may only have a partial awareness, a lingering sense that there's some hurt within, without a clue at its source. We may get a glimpse of it when we open our eyes in the morning and notice something deep inside aches, but we don't know why. Or we might not be conscious of the pain or its connection to a particular event. The pain is hidden away deep within our soul. It has become time to cleanse the past. Let the feelings come to the surface and pass through your consciousness. Let memories emerge as they will. You aren't going back to your past. What's happening is normal. For your heart is finding a way to heal. Clear away the past. Let the river of life wash away old pains. Feel the feelings until the river in your life runs clear. I hope that this practice created some space and some clarity for you this morning, that you had some discoveries, you're working on the healing. Yeah, we're here for you. You're worth the work. Thank you for doing that. I acknowledge each of you for your practice this morning or whenever you watch this. You are valuable. You are worthy. You are loved. And begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and ankles. And then roll on over to your right side in a fetal position. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself for getting up, for showing up on your mat, for doing the work. We'll facilitate every aspect of your life. Promise. It has for me, anyways. And press up into a seated position with your hands at heart center, your eyes closed. Take a full breath in and a breath out. Good. I'm going to end with one long full breath. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. The light and love in me acknowledges and sees the light and love in you. Thank you so much again for being here. My greatest gratitude. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Woo-hoo! Great job. I hope you have a fantastic day or night or whatever time of day you see this. Have a good day. Love you guys. I will post when I do this again. Take care.